We've figured out what chords are. We've talked about what major chords, minor chords, diminished and augmented chords are. That's awesome. Now it's time for something really, really important, and that is seventh chords, specifically a dominant seventh chord. If you've been looking up songs that you want to play, you might say G7, okay, I hate that. It's a letter and a number put together. I don't get it. But now it shouldn't actually be so scary because we figured out that a chord is just a root, third, and a fifth. Guess what a seventh chord is? Root, third, fifth, you guessed it, seventh. A seventh chord is a 4-note chord. It's simply one other letter, and guess what? It just goes every other letter as well. So let's take G7 for example. G is going to be our root, and then we can just start spelling out every other letter. G, B, D, F. G, B, D, F. Usually when we play G7, we play it with index finger onto string 1, fret 1, right there. And it's going to sound really, really great going to C major. We'll talk about why later. So we know that building chords is comprised of major thirds and minor thirds. If you just see the letter G7, B7, E7 like that, you can assume that is a major third to begin with. So looking at our G7 example, G, B, D. G to B is a major third, B to D is a minor third, and now we just need to figure out D to F. D to D sharp is 1, D sharp to E is 2, E to F is 3, minor third. So the special seventh chord, the dominant seventh chord that we keep coming across, and we're going to come across again and again and again, it's the most common seventh chord, is major third plus a minor third plus a minor third. And there you have it. That is the formula for making a seventh chord. It's really that simple. If you've already been building your triads, if you've already been building major third plus a minor third, now just got to go one extra step, make it another minor third on top. And that'll give you a seventh chord. So why is it actually called the dominant seventh chord? Dominant is another word for the 5 in a musical scale. So if you're in the key of C major, for instance, C is your tonic, and then G is your dominant. You just go C, D, E, F, G. G is my dominant. So that dominant, that 5, you just make that a seventh chord of whatever key you're in, and it's going to sound really, really great. It's going to be that major third plus a minor third plus a minor third. So let's do another example. Let's say we're in the key of D major. D is our tonic, and we need to find the dominant. We need to find the 5. D, E, F, G, A. Technically the F is an F sharp, but don't worry about that. D, E, F, G, A. So A is going to be our 5 chord. A is our dominant. And now we just want to make that a seventh chord. And that means going between D and A7 is going to sound really, really great. You can always just keep it the 5 chord. Just make it a major chord. But it's such a special and distinctive sound to make it a seventh chord. I really, really recommend you do that more often than not. That's just going between D and A7. So something that's really, really cool about this, once you start getting your head around what's like the 1, what's the tonic, and what's the 5, the dominant, you'll start to realize that, for instance, D major, D was 1, we just counted up and A was 5, right? What if we were in D minor? What's our dominant seventh going to be there? What's our 5 chord going to be? Well, we just started on D, D, E, F, G, A. It's the same. So this is really cool. D minor to A7. Same. Or looking back earlier, we were in the key of C major, and we did C major to G7. If we were in the key of C minor, it's a little harder to play on guitar, but there it was. G7 to C minor, it totally works. So why is the dominant seventh chord really that special? I mean, what's so cool about it? Why does it matter so much? Well, the answer is that every genre of music that I've ever come across, whether it's different cultures around the world, or if we look at just Western music, Renaissance, all the way through today, 9.99 times out of 10, that dominant seventh chord is going to resolve to the one chord of whatever key you're in. And most music is actually comprised of just those two chords. If I'm in the key of C major and I go to G7, it's almost always going to go back to that C major. There could be some other things in between, and I'll go over some common progressions in another session, but for instance, you might have something like that. C, A minor, D minor, G7, C. But at the end of the day, it literally happens so much that in Western music, we call this a perfect, authentic cadence, a tacked. It's a very Western approach, a perfect, authentic cadence. But yeah, that's you get the gist of it. So by mastering these transitions between the one chord and the dominant seventh chord of all these different keys, you are going to be set up for success no matter what style, no matter what genre of music you want to play on guitar, you are going to be ready to go. You're going to be moving with such fluidity, such fluency, and such efficiency and speed that people are going to be like, how the hell have you only been playing guitar for a few months? That's insane. Because you're just going to be prepared, you're going to be ready, and you're going to be able to look up songs, learn them faster, because you're expecting what's coming next. This is sort of like revealing, the guy behind the curtain in Wizard of Oz. This is the Wizard of Oz moment. This is it. So I can't wait to dive into this with you. We're going to go chord by chord and do, minor chord to dominant seventh chord, major chord to dominant seventh chord. We're going to be looking at, is there an anchor finger that I can leave down between these two chord shapes to make something more efficient? Is there a guide finger that I can use to make this chord transition more streamlined, more efficient? We are going to hack our hands and hack the guitar to make your playing as streamlined as possible. So let's get started.